Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. This is an intraday video, of course, as we can see that some movement has started to show up on the chart, and as we were waiting, of course, we have some bearish scenario as we said, and that the wave 5 that we were looking for it might of course take the target between, of course, the 108 and the 111, of course, in case we are bullish here. However, in the last video, I have mentioned that this doesn't look, of course, like an impulse toward the upside or any kind of a motive wave. We don't have a 1, 2, 3, 4 because your wave 4 interfered with your wave 1. We don't have also a 1, 2, 1, 2 because there is no 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 continuation. We took the low. We don't have also a contracting diagonal because your wave 4 is longer than your wave 2. Therefore, there is no kind of a motive wave, meaning there is no move toward the upside. And of course, I can say that this has finished in 3 corrective waves and not an impulse as it was, of course, predicted as well in our bearish scenario. Now, what are our bearish scenario? Since we have, of course, reached probably the 886 here in this bearish scenario, which we have a 1, 2 toward the downside. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, wave 1, of course, and W, X, and a Y, or even A, B, and a C. However, your wave C has to be impulsive toward the upside. Your wave 5, of course, it should take the high, but it should look like an impulse. In this case, it is not. I have to consider this still a WXY, finishing in a kind of a zigzag where you have finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your wave C, A, B, and a C. Now, if we take a closer look here, we will see that we did not hit exactly the 0.886, and this is a kind of like accurate, very accurate position here taken from the wave 1, very accurate with the snap, and also, of course, based on your wave 1 in the top here. We can see that we did not reach, of course, or we did not hit exactly the 886. There's still a gap, meaning there is no invalidation for a 1-2 toward the downside. And we took the high at the same time, which is very, very accurate price action here that we can say, of course, the scenario toward the downside is 1-2 is still very, very valid, and we might, of course, still move toward the downside, probably. Of course, still to be watched. Now we saw, of course, that there is a corrective wave here. There is a drop down, but we don't see yet a 1-2, right? Formation toward the downside to say, of course, that we have to move with a bearish scenario. However, this is a very aggressive drop, of course. As we can see on the 15-minute chart, we can see as well that this might be, of course, be an impulse, but it has to be clearer, right? We see just one leg toward the downside. We need to see something very clear, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, A, B, C, wave 2, and moving toward the downside. As I mentioned, if we take the high here, we have to start fresh, right, for a bearish scenario. And here we go, that it might be unfolding right now. I cannot secure 100%, of course, that we are bearish. We need a signal, but basically because of the correction here, higher possibility goes for the bearish. Higher possibility goes for the bearish. Now, of course, before saying that we are in the ultimate bearish scenario, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the downside, let us, of course, wait for the first bearish scenario, which is a little bit shorter, where we might still be in a choppy wave for a wave 4. As I mentioned, W, X, and a Y, A, B, and a C in running flat, A, B, C for X also running flat, and again, of course, A, B, and a C, of course. Your wave C has to move toward the downside, taking the lows, all these lows that we had before, creating a new low, creating new wave 4, Y finished, and then moving toward the upside. If we, of course, break this, therefore, I would say that we are ready to move for a bigger scenario toward the downside. Now, let's just have probably, of course, we don't have to take it so much right now so far, but still, let's have a target for a wave Y in this case scenario, where you might have, of course, a lower price here for your wave Why? Now, preferably, as I said, that yeah, it is preferably to take the low, where all the lows here, but it looks like the fib levels tells us, okay, it might not even be very possible to take the lows. However, we're gonna watch this. 1.38 might be, of course, let me remove those. 1.38 might be, of course, the second or the first target for bearish scenario, where you might finish a wave 5 in a short wave, meaning again running flat. Oh my god, how many running flats we're gonna have in this correction? 1, 2, and then 3, which bring a little bit lower possibility. Running flats are the most rare case scenarios. Getting 3 running flats in WXY is very rare case scenario. However, meaning possibly that we might dive deeper for the second bearish scenario, which it might, of course, take all the lows and continue toward the downside, closing our CME gap. Now let's see, of course, watch and see before we say that we are very bullish, guys. We need a much clearer signal here. We need like now, here we go. You see some retracement. Of course, we're gonna see some volatility. Don't forget, that is something called the Trump coin. Of course, everyone heard about it entering the crypto market and soaking up all the capital of the crypto market. So, for example, I just came back home and I saw right now that on Bybit, for example, the Trump coin has 12.5 billion, more than volume, more than Bitcoin, which is 8.5 billion. I'm a little bit shocked to see 12.5 billion in Trump coin, more than Bitcoin. So that's a little bit, kind of a record for a coin entering the crypto market. What can I say, guys? It's be careful from it. It might be, of course, a trap, of course. And it's just a trend. It's a meme coin as well, so it's a trend. It might, of course, raise up, and then crash like crazy toward the downside. And I think this is what it does. I think I'm gonna, write me in the comments if you want me to analyze that coin later or after this video. I'm curious a little bit to see what's going on in it anyway. I'm gonna publish a video for Trump coin to see what's going on in it. All right, so just to get into the insight of it. So that's it for Bitcoin. Let's watch and see, guys. Basically, the bullish scenario is kind of hard to get right now. We need some very good signal. We took the high, by the way, but it doesn't look impulsive, bringing us to a probable finished corrective wave and moving toward the downside. That's my reading for now, and preferably, of course, to get 5 waves down, 3 waves up, continuation to say that we are much more higher and higher possibility that we're moving toward the downside. However, it was expected in the last previous videos that we are getting some, how to say, it's hard to get like kind of this wave. It's getting harder and harder, and the Trump coin get in also, it make it even harder, moving the capitals and shifting, of course. That made, of course, this choppiness and corrective waves for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.